Hi, welcome to Global One Media. Today I'm joined by Ali Haji, the CEO of Ion Energy, which is Mongolia's first lithium brine explorer and developer. So hi Ali, thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Doing very well, Bastien. It's a pleasure to be here.
So to start off, could you please give us a brief overview of yourself, of Ion Energy, and tell us how it all started?
Absolutely. I'm Ali Haji, as I have been introduced, Chief Executive Officer and Director, as well as co-founder of Ion Energy. My background stems in asset management, having worked at Invesco under multiple capacities, including mergers and acquisitions, for 13 years. My father has been in mining for about 4 decades in Zambia. Ion Energy was a company I co-founded on the back of a visit to Mongolia when I was advising Step Gold, a current gold producer, through its acquisition from Centerra Gold for Alta and Saganovo. I started at Ion Energy because I thought there was a potential for lithium to make a comeback, that it's a cyclical element, much like everything else in the commodity space. But what better place to look for it than Mongolia, a country that borders China. China today consumes the vast majority of the world's lithium. They produce the vast majority of the world's batteries. And so I opted to start Ion Energy to look for lithium in Mongolia. So I started the company in 2017. We got our first asset in 2019. We went public in August 2020. We acquired an additional asset in 2021, but we also completed a bought deal with PI Financial and Stifel GMP that ultimately funds the company for the next 18 months. So we're not looking for funding at this time, and we have a very strong cash position.
Excellent. So can you tell us more about Ion Energy's story? Why should investors be paying attention to this emerging lithium brine explorer in Mongolia?
Well, with Ion Energy, much like everything else that we've done as a group, we focus on a vision or a mandate, but we also ensure that we build a team around that. So my chairman, Matthew Wood, has had a number of successes around the world. He's been in Mongolia for over 12 years, so we know the region quite well. Half of my board is Mongolian. We have some industry experts, including Don Haynes, who is a lithium expert that's worked on assets around the world, both on the brine and hard rock perspective. And then we have Dr. Mark King, who was the qualified person on file at Lithium when that sold to Zijin last year for $960 million. He was also the first person to write a 43-101 for Lithium Americas, which is now valued at over $3 billion. Beyond that, we also have Paul Fornazzari, a very senior advisor to us. He is a partner at Fasken. He leads the LATAM Global Mining Group, and he was the lawyer on file that sold Lithium to Zijin. Having co-founded NEO as well as Lithium Americas, being its first chairman, we've assembled quite the team of established individuals. Being a funded company, we were able to explore our assets, Babayul and Rugaknaran. We found grades of up to 1,502 ppm at Babayul. We found recent surface samples of up to 918 milligrams per liter at Rugaknaran. So the numbers are quite encouraging. The fact that we are funded, the fact that we have a team comprising of individuals that have built companies such as this in the past, as well as our proximity to that largest market, I think should make Ion a very compelling story to our investors.
Very interesting. I see you've entered into a strategic alliance with a sister company, the copper explorer Aranjin Resources. Why is that a significant move for Ion Energy?
Well, it's significant for a number of reasons. I think if you look at copper and lithium, they're both required for the electric vehicle revolution or the clean energy revolution that we're looking at today. Aranjin Resources has about 29,000 hectares. Ion Energy has about 110,000 hectares. On one of our assets, the Babayul license, we found some very strong copper nickel anomalies. So Ion being a lithium focused company, Aranjin being a copper focused company, we looked to build a JV, bring them under one umbrella, cut costs across the board, but more so monetize any copper nickel found on Ion's licenses, but on the Aranjin front, monetize any lithium found on their licenses. So we're able to grow the footprint, reduce costs, reduce overhead, bring these two very important elements together under one leader, myself, and ultimately de-risk these assets to bring them to an ultimate exit to a major.
Very nice. And so as a last question, what exciting Ion Energy catalyst should investors be looking out for in the coming months?
Absolutely. I think that's a great question. Market dynamics today are quite treacherous, to say the least. But thankfully, Ion, as I mentioned, is fully funded. So we're not looking for equity. We have a strong cash position. As far as the catalysts, we recently put out a report of up to 918 milligrams per liter found at Urgat Naran. As mentioned prior to that, we have some very strong anomalies at Bavayul as well. You're going to start to see an exploration program kick off on the back of some very successful geophysics results at Urgat Naran. We'll start some geophysics at Bavayul. We're planning on a number of deep holes at Urgat Naran to better understand our flow rates, get a sense of the average grade, and ultimately have an early resource indication later this year. So that's extremely exciting from a development perspective. We also have NDAs with various strategics around the world that will be looking to take a look at the company. The goal for ION has always been one that allows us to come to a resource indication and then ultimately exit to a strategic. And so we're very well along that path. The NDA signed with the strategics would allow them to come in for a toehold at a premium to the previous bought deal, which was at 50 cents with a 70-cent warrant. None of those institutions that came in at that level have shown any signs of selling. So we have very strong support from those institutions. And when we bring in those strategics later this year, the goal would be for them to come in for a toehold and then ultimately have a ROFR on the ultimate acquisition of the company. So I think there's a lot for us to share with our investor and our investor base over the coming year. And we're excited as a company, as a team, and as a group. So we are excited, and investors should stay tuned.
Very nice, Ali. Thank you very much for all the information. And we are looking forward to seeing the next updates from ION Energy. So thanks a lot for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.